Okay, so we got an example here, so maybe this is a little antiquated because we're talking about videos and DVDs. But the idea here is we have two stores that held sales on their videos and DVDs with prices shown below in these tables. We're going to use the sales data to determine how much money each store brought in from the sale on Saturday. So we'll notice here that the way that this table is set up, it's an array, it's a matrix. And so we have Video World right here and Star Movies. And now in this next one, we have the total sales. So the idea here is we need to create a resulting matrix that would be the sales for each day for their respective products, whether it's a video or a DVD. And so by taking these two tables and multiplying them together, we can get our sales information. Rather than doing it individually, I can, once again, maybe write a program that says, okay, always multiply these guys together. So if you're comfortable with Excel, or if you went into business world, you probably would use Excel. You could create two tables and then write formulas that in Excel that would calculate all this information for you. So you just have to put the sales information in, the price, and the program would automatically tell you what your sales are for that day in total dollars instead of numbers. Okay? And what I want to do is I want to find, using matrix multiplication, information for each business, DVD and video sales. So notice here, if we just look at the idea of it being a matrix, we get $8.95 right here, $11.95, $7.50, and $12.50. I'm going to multiply this with 23, 31, 25, 40, 48, 42. And so this one, I'm going to label these. This is Video World. This is Star Movies. These are videos. And these are DVDs. Okay, so now this is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and these are the total sales of videos, and these are the total sales of DVDs. And so when I multiply these guys together, I'm going to get a matrix. Because we have a 2 by 2, we multiply these guys together. This is a 2 by 2, and this is a 2 by 3. So the inner dimensions match, but my resulting matrix is going to be a 2 by 3. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to have a 2 by 3, and what's important is with the 2 by 3, I want you to think about how I would label each column. I'm going to erase that because I don't want a box up here. So think about how I would identify this column heading, this column heading, and this column heading. And then think about how I would identify this row right here and this row right here. Because just looking at a table is meaningless unless there's labeling and some sort of information that tells us how to read it, right? So let's go ahead and crank through the multiplication. What you want to do is you want to go ahead and do the multiplication. Okay, we've gone through enough examples where you should be able to do that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, pause the video, crank through the multiplication, and then I'll come back, I'll have the answers in there, and then I'll just briefly go through how I got the information. Okay, so here's our resulting matrix down here in black. And so in order to get this value right here, this is row 1, column 1, I would take row 1, multiply it with column 1. Okay, so this is Video World's total sales for Friday. And notice I'm taking their dollar amount for videos, multiplying it by how many videos they sold, and taking the amount of DVDs that they sold, and the cost for a DVD, and multiplying it by how many DVDs they actually sold. So that makes sense, right? $8.95 times 23 is the total cost, the total money they took in for just videos, and $11.95 times 40 is how much they brought in for DVD sales. Add those together, that's how much they made on Friday. So this column right here is Video World. And think, we take the rows from the first one and the columns from the second one. So that means our resulting matrix, when we label it, we would label the rows from the first matrix, and we would label the columns from the second matrix. And so this gives us a snapshot of all of the money that was earned on a daily basis. And so this gives us, okay, so we can look at Video World. Video World made about $683 on Friday, $851 on Saturday, and $725 on Sunday. And by that same rationale, we can look at Star Movies and see how much they made each day over the weekend with their total. So these are their total sales. So I break up the different products that they sell, and I can combine the two and create another table or matrix that tells me what their total sales were for each day. Okay? And that's maybe one of the reasons why we would use matrices, because it is a quick way with software, so a computer, to generate how much, okay, this is the different objects, how much did we actually make all together on a daily basis.